Okay.
We're good?
So, we were at being smooth, looking ahead.
Okay.
Visualizing.
Got it.
Brake early. Brake a bit earlier, yeah, than we have.
Got a guess it really doesn't stop us?
Yeah. Especially if we see the green light, that means we can go, the track is hot. If it's red, then obviously they don't want to run on that. Okay. Good. Okay. Straight, eyes up, go ahead. Again, what you're doing is that you're going up the hill at an angle. I like with the left hand, you're turning just a tad longer so that when you turn up the hill, you're more straight up the hill.
Okay.
And so that, what you do is that you turn this thing around, but because you're angled, right, you actually end up in a different place. So, so that you can come up parallel to the track along the right hand side. And if you notice it makes kind of a little around it. The apex way in the back. Good. Feet in the power, feet in the power. Run out just a little bit. Keep looking way upstream. Good. You actually want to be about in the middle of the curve. When you come closest to it. So now, run it over here too much. You want to come out this way, so you can run like that.
I see.
See? So that's one of those corners where you have to kind of give up speed in one to get speed up that hill. You don't really give up that much speed. You just need to take a slightly different line. Now turn. Well, that was my fault. I think I delayed you just a hair too much, and we were probably a little bit too much for that. But that's kind of like, good. Turn in. Now start the throttle. Start feeding in the gas. Get the car around. Good, good. You're looking way ahead. Good, good.
That was something. On a straightway too. Oh.
Well, actually, so what happened there?
Yeah.
I can see where we were heading for trouble.
Okay.
You were actually doing quite well through the first half of the turn. You were throttle turning it. Good, you're setting up shifts. Okay. In fact, I'll tell you what, why don't we just kind of go through here so that you're not going to get distracted.
Okay.
And then just kind of stick it to fourth and we'll just kind of cruise up the hill. Yeah, nice and smooth, slow. Because they're going to black flag us, they're going to have to come in. So basically what happened there is that the throttle's turning around, you were doing a pretty good job. But what happened was is that you actually started to put the throttle too early. Okay. And then you realized that the car was pushing straight off the road. Yeah. And then you lifted off the gas. Okay. So now what you're going to do is take the brake to the front. Like that, we knew we were going to come in. I would have much rather you had just slow down, just put the fourth gear and just motor around nice and calmly, and don't have to use the brakes, right? Right. So you can let the engine cool down, the brakes cool. Now we'll motor along here slowly. Okay. We'll go around these cones, and we're going to pull up to just this side of the cockpit entrance. So basically, there you see the guy walking down now.
Yeah. How did he know that what I did?
They have radios.
Oh. Hello.
Hello, what did we do wrong?
I let go of the gas at the turn.
You let go of the gas at the turn?
Yeah, so...
Okay, did you undo your helmet on the way in?
Oh, no.
Yeah, let's do that back up, please.
Okay.
Okay, we actually got the white flag out, so... What we'll do is just go down to the pit exit over there.
Oh, it's straight ahead? Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, you see the white flag out, so this is the last lap anyway.
Okay.
Wow, the paddock is really thinning out, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I was trying to fix it, but it didn't seem like it was fixing anything.
What's that?
Back there when I lost control.
Yeah, and that's kind of the way it does happen. But the thing to recognize is that I could see you pushing off, and then you realize that you were going to just basically drive straight off the track, and you came off the game. And that's a natural instinct. But what's key is to get your eyes up and realize before when you still have a chance to do something about it.
Okay.
So you were actually throttle steering around the turn pretty nicely. Why don't we pull it into your spot and we can chat a little bit about it.
Sure. That was definitely the highlight. I got it on film.
Well, we don't want too many of those, though.
No. I felt out of control, but I didn't feel too scared for some reason.
Well,
it was pretty open.
Yeah, unfortunately, by that time, we were actually going relatively slow.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. All right. So we entered the turn, and I was actually going to comment that you were actually throttle steering around the turn pretty nicely.
Okay.
So you were modulating the throttle because you could see the car would push and you would lift a little bit, right?
Okay.
And then you'd get back on it, and so basically that's what I call by balancing the car or throttle steering.
Okay.
What happened is that you basically what you did was didn't carry. Well, what I'm trying to say, the root cause was that you actually effectively early apexed.
Early apex.
Yeah.
The next one?
Yeah. No,
Wait.
no. That number 2.
Okay.
So what you did is you were throttle steering around, and effectively what you did is that you made the nearest part that you came to the track
Right.
a little bit too
remember.
too close, right?
And after the apex, I started leaving.
Yes, but you were on the gas now,
Yeah.
right? And after you crossed that, now the thing of it is now you still got quite a bit of turning to do in the turn.
Yes.
But you were on the gas, and then what happened was that it just took you a couple seconds too long to realize, oh, wait a minute, I'm going to push right off the track.
Yeah.
And you've got the wheel turn like this because you're trying to stay on the track.
Yeah.
And then you realize, oh, I've got too much speed, so you came off the gas, right?
Yes.
And then when you do that, right, weight goes to the front.
Right.
Weight comes off the rear, and now the car has lateral force against it, but you've got more weight in the front than you do in the rear.
So I started turning too fast.
So a spin, yeah. Okay. Well, actually, what you did was, the root cause is that, like I said, you actually early apexed, right?
Mm.
What we should have done is that right when you apex there, you should have just balanced the car lightly rather than trying to get on the gas. So you're trying to get on the gas and move. But the problem is that you still had quite a bit of turning left to do. So
if you do an early apex, you want to not speed up. You want to slow down. No,
yes.
Well, I guess slow down.
You don't want to come off the throttle, but if you early apex like that, what you probably are going to need to do is take some speed off the car,
right?
Because you still have more turning to do.
Okay, but what happened after that? After I let go of the gas, now I'm digging in, I'm turning. At that point, how could I fix it?
So typically what most people say that what happens is that, and you tried to correct it, that didn't work, then usually what most schools will tell you is that you should just go 2 feet in, and which means
clutch and
brake, right?
Clutch and brake, okay.
So, and that's not necessarily a bad thing to do. It's not the only thing, right? In this case, it was relatively low speed and everything that, it was kind of embarrassing to go back and forth and around. But but I think what's more important is you kind of learned the dynamics of the car.
Yeah.
And you learned how quickly you can get behind.
Yeah.
What happened was that the car was doing things and you were reacting to it, but when you're reacting to what the car is, you're always going to be behind it, right? And so that's why what's helpful is to really get a feeling for the car and feel what's happening with the car, because I knew it was pushing really badly, and you were still trying to be on the throttle, right? And so that's to recognize that, is to feel. A lot of times you'll feel a vibration in the steering wheel because it's pushing the tires, and you'll hear the tires squealing, and you'll realize, oh, wait a minute, I don't have much of the turn left, but I still have a lot of turning to do because I'm pointed that way, right?
Right.
So that's what is to recognize that was coming up. Right, breathe the throttle earlier, and then that would have let you gracefully turn the car in, and you would have slowed up, right?
But near the end, how could I fix that?
Near the end,
well, when I let go of the throttle, it digged in, started turning too fast. At that point, should I gas more?
Because
I completely let go of everything.
If the car points in the direction that you'd like to go, you could gas it. But the thing of it is, it actually becomes again, it's kind of a reactive thing.
Yeah.
And it's really, I mean, it's almost impossible to get back ahead of the car.
Okay. Okay.
The biggest thing to do is to think back in your mind how it felt just before it happened, and realize earlier that is what's happening. So you need to gracefully speed off.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Do we have one more, or this is it?
I don't know. To tell the truth, what time is it?
It's 3:50.
3:50. I think that. I don't know. I actually don't know.
Okay.
I don't have my schedule with me.
Actually, I'm gonna go check.
Okay.
But